Hey, Mike Strasinger here with Sports Nashville. It's time for the Nashville Area College Basketball Weekly Report. It's where I'm going to talk about the area colleges, basketball results and schedules. The teams we'll be covering, no particular order. TSU, Trevecca, Lipscomb, Belmont, Vandy, MTSU, Tennessee Tech, Austin Peay, and Fisk University. What I'll do is kind of tell you what happened last week and who they're going to play this week. And we'll see how it goes. Sports Nashville. You can check me out on all the socials at Sports Nashville, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Good old Facebook. All right, let's get into it. Last week, Austin Peay. Now, Austin Peay is in the Atlantic Sun Conference. Last week, Austin Peay women went 0-2. Tough week for the women. They started off with a lost 64-52 versus Bethel, and then Friday tough game 93. They fell 93-37 at Vanderbilt. This week on the 15th at Indiana State, and then they'll stay up in the Midwest on the 17th for a game with Miami of Ohio. The Austin Peay men they went 2-0 on the week. Last week they won 95-75 versus Union. And Friday, they were victorious 68-66. A good win, 68-66 at Butler. That's a nice win for them. This week, Monday tonight versus UT Chattanooga. And then it gets a little tougher Sunday, the 17th at UT Knoxville. Big difference. Hold on one sec. Got to turn down the background music there. All right, Belmont men. Belmont, they are in the Missouri Valley Conference. This is their third year in the Missouri Valley Conference. The Belmont men, they're 1-1 on the season. Monday they won easily 93-70 over Maryville College, and then Friday took a tough loss at home, 76-74 against Furman. This week, Tuesday, tomorrow night, they're at Lipscomb in the annual Battle of the Boulevard. Always fun. That's where I'll be. I'll be at that game. Then Friday the 15th at Air Force. The Belmont women, just getting started here. They're 1-1 on the year. 82-56 loss at Kansas State, nationally ranked, 13th ranked Kansas State. Then they stayed in Kansas and took down Wichita 75-55. This week on the 14th, they got a home game versus Kennesaw State. And then the 17th, a home game versus Ohio State, nationally ranked Ohio State. And Kennedy Cambridge and Jelani Cambridge will be in town. That's a game on Sunday. You might want to check that out. The Cambridge girls here against Belmont. All right. Turning now to Lipscomb University. Lipscomb, they are in the ASUN Conference. The men, 2-1 so far this year. They had 3 games. Had a nice win, 77-72 at Duquesne. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Then played tough, but a loss 76-60 at Arkansas. Then a nice win Saturday, I think it was 78-69 versus Wofford. Always a tournament team. Wofford, you may have heard of them. They're out of South Carolina. I was at that game. Lipscomb looked pretty good. This week, like we said, tomorrow night they're hosting Belmont in the Battle of the Boulevard, and then the 17th they travel to. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I don't know. Yeah, I think they go to Western Kentucky on the 17th. The women 2-1 on the year so far. They took the tough loss 102-50 at Vanderbilt. Then they came back with 2 wins, 69-56 versus Mississippi Valley State. And then a 107-57 win versus Johnson of Tennessee. This week, 3 games. TSU tonight, I'm going to be at that game. The 15th, ETSU, East Tennessee State, they host. And then 11-17, they are traveling to Morehead State. All right, moving on. Fisk University. Fisk is in the... I have to get back with that conference on you on that one. The men are 2-2 on the year. They took a loss set 96-66 at TSU in what they call the Battle of Jefferson Street, 96-66 loss. then came back with a 82-70 win versus Midway. This week they're at Alabama A&M, at Oakwood, Alabama, and on the 16th at Stillman. The women 0-2 so far this year. They lost last week 62-59 versus Mobile. This week 3 games for them as well. On the 14th at Oakwood, Alabama, the 16th at Stillman, and on the 17th at Samford down there in Birmingham. MTSU, out of the Conference USA, the men are 2-0 so far this year. They've had a nice 97-51 win over Oglethorpe, and then 79-56 winners at Abilene Christian. This week, on the 13th versus Evansville at home, and then the 16th versus Murray State at home as well. The women 2-0 on the young season. They are Conference USA, and they're picked very high in the conference by the so-called experts. Last week, winners 79-58 at Northern Kentucky, and a win 57-47 versus Grand Canyon. This week, big game tomorrow night at UT Knoxville, and then the 17th versus Alcorn State. Trevecca, now they're in a new conference called the Gulf South Conference. A lot of teams in there I'm not familiar with. We'll just have to see how it goes. They were picked middle of the road, both men and women. The men are 1-1 on the young season. They lost 77-64 at Palm Beach Atlantic. That might have been a good trip though. Palm Beach is nice. 91-85 winners over Emory-Riddle University. This week, tonight versus Welch College at home. Tonight versus Welch College. And then the 16th versus Shorter University. The women 0-2 so far. They lost 72-50 versus Berry University and took a tough 54-47 loss versus Lynn University. This week they're at tomorrow night at Kentucky State University, and on the 16th versus Kentucky Wesleyan. TSU men 1-2 on the young season. They won the 96-66 Battle of Jefferson Street, 96-66 over Fisk University. Lost 87-79 at Colorado State. It's very respectable. And also lost 81-66 at Wyoming. This week, tomorrow night versus Howard at home. And on the 16th, also at home versus Alabama A&M. The women 2-0 on the season so far. 72-62 wins versus Cumberland. And 66-48 at Eastern Kentucky. That's a nice win. This week, they play, like I said, tonight at Lipscomb. I should be there. And then they also host the 15th at Wright State and the 17th at Dayton University. Tennessee Tech. Tennessee Tech is in the OVC, and Tennessee State is also in the OVC. Tennessee Tech men 1-2 so far. They lost 83-78 at Georgia. That's pretty respectable. And then took a nice win, 89-74 at Bryan College of Tennessee. On this week, they play tomorrow night at host versus West Georgia, and the 15th versus VMI, the Virginia Military Institution. The women 3-0. Tennessee Tech women 3-0 so far. Winners this week 82-54 versus Emory and Henry. The 48-46 winners over Chattanooga, and 73-64 win over North Alabama. This week, just one game on the 14th versus Jackson State. Vanderbilt men 2-0 in the young season. I was there on Saturday. I saw the new look Commodores, new coach, new team. Everybody's new. They looked pretty good. Very respectable. Might be a good season. They were winners early in the week, 102-63 versus Maryland Eastern Shore. And then the game I saw, 85-76 win over Southeast Missouri State. This week, Wednesday night versus Cal, University of California. And then the 16th versus Jackson State. Vanderbilt women, 2-0 so far. 102-50 over Lipscomb earlier in the week. 93-37 win over Austin Peay. This week, the 14th at South Florida and the 17th versus Butler. That is going to do it, y'all. So check it out. Subscribe here if you'd like. With Sports Nashville, I'm going to do my best to cover the area colleges, keep up with it. I don't think anybody else is doing this. Just check in every once in a while, see how your team's doing. We might get a little more fancy with it, put up some graphics here. Excuse me, as we go. I need to learn how to look at the camera and not at me on the screen. But we're going to grow. We're going to get this thing going. Like I said, I love the local kids. They have so many choices to go to. Excuse me. And I like keeping up with the local kids and the local colleges. So thanks, subscribe, and follow me on the socials at Sports Nashville. Thanks.